If I'm in a group meeting where everyone agrees on one thing, and I'm thinking it's going to go wrong, how do I convince them to listen to my idea instead?
If you're in some kind of group setting, or if you're even talking to people one-on-one, maybe you're a minority. I'm a minority, right? As an immigrant boy who came to this country with nothing. It's more difficult because people easily would kind of not listen to you, right? They pay less attention to what you have to say. You almost need to work twice as hard in order to persuade someone. So knowing that, you are at a disadvantage. However, I believe the easiest way to influence somebody, not to convince them, not try to twist their arm, but the easiest way to influence somebody, to persuade somebody, is by asking them questions. So when you know that the idea is wrong, instead of telling people, hey, you're wrong, this is no good, no one likes to hear that they are wrong. Even though they are wrong, they don't want to hear that shit. It's much better to ask them questions. Hey, you know what? Yeah, it's okay, we can go with this plan, but have you ever thought about this? What are the consequences if this doesn't work out? Wouldn't it be a good idea to have a plan B, right? And yes, this maybe it's going to work, but what's the downside of this, right? And can we live with the downside? When you throw it out there and you make it their idea, because one thing I've learned in persuasion is this: when you say something, it means one thing. When they say something, it means everything. So instead of you saying it, make them say it. Make them think about it. Make them question it. Make them doubt their own ideas versus you try to doubt their ideas. And also, when you are communicating, when you're asking questions, you need to ask with certainty. In this world, in this uncertain world, what we do is we sell certainty in an uncertain world. That's what we do as closers, as entrepreneurs, right? As influencers. So, in a group, don't use that as an excuse. Learn to ask powerful questions. Learn to let them do most of the talking. It's okay, you don't need to say a lot. It's not about convincing. It's not about using like force. And there's a big difference between, it's not about just using like force. And there's a big difference between force versus power. You don't want to be forceful, you want to be powerful. And remember, influence is the ability to have someone ask you for what it is that you're selling and have them believe it was their idea.